And good morning, people. Welcome back to Might and Magic 10 Legacy. I'm Miss Corporal. That much is obvious if you know the town. Because, well, we're currently roaming the Aegean Peninsula to sort of see what we can see and kill what we can kill. Get some experience. And I've have a look through the training that I've got left to do. The only one that's got anything is Ray with Endurance Master. And that happens to be here at the town garrison with Maximus, Endurance Master training. So let's give her that. She had something like 256 before. She's now got 281. I'm pretty certain she's got all the health she'll need for the rest of the game, but we'll likely get a little bit more anyway as we go along. But now that that's done, I have been grinding days a little bit. I've been looking for items in the shop. Essentially what I've been doing is going to this is between the last part and this part. Going to the bandit store at the Black Fang hideout, saving outside, resting, and going in every single day. Going in every day, resting in between just to pass the time, and checking out what they had to see if I could find the items I want. And I can say I have found them. These items on the left are the items I had to identify. That's including this ring I've just pulled over, except the Suzami scrolls. There's the Shield of the Sun, which is our shield relic from last time. We've got a Earth Warding Ring of Clarity, which protects against feeble-minded. Everyone has protection against feeble-minded already, except for Tina. And I'm thinking about keeping hold of this ring, just so I can have it for later if necessary. This 24 maximum health, if I took it off I'd have 160, which would make her the lowest. So I don't really want to take it off right now. Maybe when I get some endurance on her, because she can and will likely get endurance later. It's just right now using the losing 24 health is a bit too much for me. There's this shield with her +6 spirit. To be honest, I'd rather keep the evasion. So, yeah. The less Shayla gets hit, the better. She's already got a fair amount of resistance. She's got a fair amount of armor value. Having that little bit of extra evade value just makes it a little bit better. She is technically the lowest health pool of my characters, or will be by the end of the game. Likely, I don't think she gets much in the way of endurance. Yeah, only 2 levels of it. So if I do get a lot of levels between now and the end of the game, she's going to be behind. Arcanist for Arcane Discipline skill, not too bad. Having Arcane Discipline isn't a bad thing because it increases your resistances, but Yeah, I don't really want that. And we'll have a look at that ring in a moment. However, what I have done, and like I said, I went around and checked all the, did this waiting on days. Basically, for exactly what I did is I went to the Black Fang hideout, saved outside, rested until the shop changed, checked the items, rested until the shop changed again, which is usually the end of the night for the Black Fang. So when the night turns to the day. Okay. On the clock down here, you'll see night and day. When it turns to from night to day, that's when it changes usually. If there was something I liked, I picked it up. If there wasn't, I'd go out, rest another day, go back in until I ran out of food. If I had picked nothing up, I would reload. If I've picked something up, I would save it. If I hadn't picked anything up, I would reload, start again, because the shop items do change randomly. No 2 days after a load are the same. And I have picked up some very nice things. We'll start with Shayla. Arcane Archmage Orb of the Light Magic Scholar. Currently 155. With this, which is just an improvement all round, 164. And everything else in light has gone up. Next, we'll go with Iris. She needed a couple of axes, definitely. She's been lagging behind quite a bit. She is going to be the least effective of my damage dealers, mostly because Tina will hit so many times and Ray will just hit so hard. Doesn't mean she's not going to do a lot though. The Golden Frost Axe of Might. 9 might. Yes, please. That is a max axe. 24 to 40 is max damage. Full max damage. You can't go any higher as far as I'm aware. Plus the extra might is not a bad thing when dealing your damage anyway. And her other one is going to be this Arcane Dwarven Axe of Carnage. 14 prime damage, 11 critical hit damage, so I believe that puts this axe up to 41% critical damage. Only this axe though, doesn't affect all of them. Or does it? Because that's up to 80 critical damage. No. Does the Carnage not work? Or is it just or if it does, it just add 11 points of damage? If that's the case, it's actually not as good as I was expecting. So that Carnage Axe looks like it's going to be replaced at some point, but it's good for now. It's just a little bit shy of max, 22 to 40. But yeah, it's good enough for now, but I was expecting that critical hit damage to say be additional percentage more than just additional flat damage, because flat damage is worse than percentage, especially when we get to a weapon with this amount of damage and levels that we've got. Yeah, but that's fine. It's good for now. I do want my characters to still have a little bit of ways to grow. It's not like I'm at the end of the game right now. Tina already has this might dagger. Sorry, that's going to go down to the second slot because this breath dagger is going to be changed for this one. The Stormy Sacrificial Chris of Relentlessness. She already does 2 attacks with her daggers. What Relentlessness does, it adds another one. So she will now be doing 3 attacks with this dagger. Only this dagger, not this one. Only this one. So in total she will have 5 attacks. I do not know of too many enemies that have more than 5 blocks. Tina was always the person to get rid of my enemy blocks. As far as I'm aware, she will now do that perfectly. And if they fail at their blocks, she does the damage. If they have less than 5, she does the damage. So, yeah. She still has a few things of her armor actually needs quite a bit of work, so that's where I'm going to be focusing more on her. But her weapons are pretty much set now until the end of the game. The only thing I might want to change about it is maybe getting it a better might. Maybe a +9 or something like that. But that's going to be very unlikely. I will keep checking, just see what I've got. Ray, you have got quite a few things here. First up, this ring that we got from last time. +8 might. You gained something like 25 health with your upgrade to endurance. So this +14 health I can do away with now. And I'd rather have the might. You still have 264 health. That is still well more than everyone else. So yeah, having extra damage, very nice, especially with what I've got coming up. +4 or levels to spear skill, obviously good. It's definitely a bit better than the dark feedback necklace that I had there, especially with this Frost Dragon Spear of Relentlessness. I just said how the dagger it adds one attack. This is exactly the same. Ray is now going to be hitting quite hard. 37 to 38 to 87 is just slightly off max. I believe it's 38 to 88 or something like that. But with all the might, with all the skills, spear skill that she's got, she's going to be hitting twice and possibility of criticalling on both hits. Let me just warn you now, you're going to see some big numbers. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's go and clear off these items, go back to the crag, and I will show you what I mean. Okay, we're back at the crag. I've just offloaded, and well, you might notice my money has gone down. Yeah, that's the result of what I did. However, I am not sad about it in the slightest. I've still got a bit of money. I don't want to use all of it. I still want to see if I can find some slightly better things in the future. But while we're here, let's go and see Falagar, shall we? He did say he was setting up shop here in the crag. And here he is. Falagar is the Mysticism Grandmaster. So if you are working towards having lots and lots of MP on someone with Mysticism, here is your Grandmaster trainer. Zuleika, on the other hand, is a quest giver. She asks you to go and find some items, some scrolls. Yes, the scrolls from the Tower of Enigma. Zuleika here is your promotion quest from Free Mage to Archmage. So if you have a Free Mage and you're working on that, you've got the scrolls, you can come and bring them to her. Or if you're wanting to get the quest first, you can come talk to her and then go and get the scrolls. Either way works. And your promotion quest will be done. So, a couple of very nice trainers after you've got them here. They do not do these things like Mysticism Grandmaster or the promotion quest until they are here in the crag. But with that, we don't need to be in the crag anymore. I've done everything I want to check, so let's head out and test our weapons, shall we?
Yes, running on Mother Earth, under Father Sky.
Because, well, we have the ability to go up rocks now through these portals. So let's head up this escarpment.
Falling into a crevice in the middle of the night is not a good idea.
Yeah, you're probably right. But we can now explore the mountainous areas. There are two. One on this side of the map, next to the crag, and one near Sea Haven. We can also go down. This one takes us into the Minlow Marshes. So it's a little bit of a shortcut to get over to this point. Anyways, oh look, that has stuff in. And if we go around here, there's a very important chest if you're wanting to use it. It's a trap. There seems to be a complex trigger array who wants to try and disarm the trap. Please click a portrait member. I'm not going to. This chest has an item necessary for raise promotion from Hunter to Marauder. So I'm not going to touch it. Not yet. Hopefully not ever. What is inside is a necklace. The Marauder promotion person in the crag asks for this necklace. You just have to take it back to him. Simple as that. Once you've picked up the necklace and go back round this way, there will be a person here who shows up, and they will tell you that the necklace is cursed, that he's going to have a bad time with it and stuff and so on. I'm not sure what happens after that because I've never actually promoted a hunter to Marauder. I just know where the items are. So there's that if you're wanting to go for it. Air resistance, very nice. And then we can go down here. For Carla here. Carla, Sword Grandmaster. But she's not. Carla is here for a very specific reason. If you want to be a Grandmaster of the Sword, you should try find the Knight Lord Hart. Lord Hart is the Sword Grandmaster. However, you might remember that he was also part of a quest with the Inquisition. If you hand him and his elven wife over to the Inquisition, I believe they disappear. So your chance to get that Sword Grandmaster would be gone from him. If that happens, your backup is Carla. Carla will become the Grandmaster of Sword, the Grandmaster Sword Trainer, if that happens. If it doesn't, this is and you don't hand them over to the Inquisition, Carla just remains a normal NPC that tells you where the Grandmaster is. Simple as that. But yeah, Grandmaster. This is the backup Grandmaster Sword Trainer. If you've if you've handed Lord Hart over to the Inquisition. Anyways, it's about time we check some enemies. Well, you're going to be easy. But at least we get to check our weapons. So let's wait for them to turn up. I'm not going to put any sort of debuffs on them. They're only elite elementals, nothing too special. I am going to put celestial armor up because, well, that's just protecting from chain lightning. But Tina, that's half your health. Yeah, 63, 64, 64, 64, 66. And that's without the additional damage from the air. Okay, we'll ignore you for the moment. Ray. I did warn you of some big numbers. 316, 303. Those were not criticals, by the way. Those were normal damage numbers. Hitting twice for 300. I believe this is more near the high end of the scale, so I believe her max amount of damage is something like 330. So these are quite high, but yeah. My damage output has increased significantly. Oh, you're unconscious, Tina. What did Iris do? 113 and 92. So not bad. But you can see where my two damage dealers are going to be Tina and Ray. Iris is going to be my backup one, and she's technically my backup healer anyway, with a bit of fire. But let's kill these. There was a critical in that, I do believe. Couple of criticals, 97, 95 and 107. 37. Oh, that must have been the low end. So the 64 is roughly the high end, 37 the low end. But even if I hit 5 times for 37, it's not too bad. Plus, as you can see, each individual strike has a chance to critical. The first one didn't, the second 2 did. And
I kill you.
yeah, 275 damage. So having 300s isn't going to be the norm. I think we're going to have high 200s mostly for her. But I think I'm okay with that. The Binding of the Clans and the Temple of Yalaf. We will go in there in a little bit, but I want to search the rest of the escarpment up here first. There are 2 dungeons we need to go into, actually. Well, 3 if you count this dangerous cave. Who has, I believe this is Manacle, who is a orc shaman. So let's make sure he comes towards me, and then we can shoot him in the face. He will always put regeneration up first and then start walking, but that is just enough time for him to come forward before Poison Cloud wears off. And there we go. He is the boss. He is immune to poison. That's not really a surprise. However, he does have Chain Lightning and a few other spells. He is an Orc Shaman after all. They do have those spells. He has a demonic lineage, so he does have increased damage from light. But for every point of health he's lost, his damage goes up. So let's bring Celestial Armor into it. I was hoping that would hit, but never mind. And Shatter. And, well, you can attack, I guess. 144, 136. But his regeneration is for 224, so I will have to go through that with at least my characters. It should be easy, though, at this point. Let's remove any blocks. Oh well, I guess I'm doing without Acid Splash today. Can still miss, can still get blocked, which is unfortunate, but what can I do? Okay, attack physically, why not? Tina? Nice. Only 156. Okay, that's a bit low. Oh well. And yeah, there's that Chain Lightning. Luckily 3 people resisted it, so these damage numbers are very, very misleading. I'm not actually sure which one is correct. And Manco is dead. Still haven't had a critical with Ray yet, which is surprising. She's usually critical at least once by now. But to be honest, that is what I need to work on with her. She's only got a 12% chance. Yeah, Tina's got something like 29. If I can get this number up, it will be very, very helpful. So I think I'm going to be working on Destiny mostly for her. Vitality, I think I'm going to lag behind. She's got enough health already. So working on Might, Destiny, and I may even forego perception a little bit because I don't really need it. Her attack value is high enough and it increases the range damage, which is okay, but I don't need that much either. I'll think about it. Anyways, we've got this Elixir of Vitality. Tina or Shayla? Let's go with Shayla, because you're going to have the lowest amount at the end of it, I feel. While Tina's still going to be
down there, and it clearly has intestinal problems.
Gaining in vitality and health later. Unidentified relic. Pulsing white for air resistance.
Yes.
And some other stuff. This spear is our relic today. To be honest, by this point when I usually get it, I don't need this spear. It is a max spear once it's all leveled up and everything, but I couldn't tell you what it does. I believe it does something with air magic. No, it gives addition. It does air damage or something like that. But I can't remember it off the top of my head. So yeah. But it is here if you want to use it. To be honest, my Relentless Spear is better, I feel. But let's keep moving along the rocks up here. They're probably just about to complain about it.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Fire resistance. Okay.
Great! I need to hit something!
Oh, hello. Some new enemy models. Haven't seen anything like this before.
Yes.
Harpies. These are air-based. They are winged creatures after all, and they do hit fairly hard, and I believe that's all they have. Except they do have Vindictive, gain an extra strike for each evaded or blocked incoming strike. So let's start with, well, the middle one took the most damage, so we'll go with that. That's the one issue with Tina though. If they have something like this Vindictive and she misses a couple of times, or gets blocks a couple of times, yeah. That's 2 additional strikes for just that. That's 3. So yeah, that is the one small issue with having lots of hits. They're good for doing the damage, but enemies like this, or enemies that take additional or do additional things for each time they get hit, it can be an issue sometimes. Iris, can you finish that Harpy off? Thank you. 216 from 252 from a critical. That's what I'd like to see. Now, Iris, sorry, Ray, can you critical for once? Not today, it seems. Let's get some mana back because I haven't actually rested yet, strangely enough. And lots of criticals there. 3 of them out of 5. Nice. And that's also what I want to see. Don't want to see you missing. I want to see them high numbers. You should be able to finish your one off, Shayla. Not quite. Not much really to say about these Harpies, though. They are fairly strong in their physical. That's all they really have. $408 critical. Not really that high. That's actually a very low roll. But I do like to see those numbers. And you had a critical there for 247, Iris. Which meant that half of that damage actually went on to the bleed, didn't it? Yeah, 124 bleed. That's where Iris's criticals come into play. She does only have a 13% chance to critical. I would like to get that up. But when she does, she'll do an extra 50% damage at the end of the turn. Because of the way axes work with the traits. So that is... So I'm going to have to work with criticals for Iris, criticals for Ray. Tina, I don't really need to, because she gets it automatically with her daggers, basically. Plus I still need to work on her health. Iris, not sure. I'll have a look and see what happens, I think. $456. Sure. And you're dead. But yeah, Harpies, nothing too amazing. Especially now that I've got the weapons I actually want. There should be... There we go. An item there, just an unidentified item. We'll probably see what this is like later. We do, of the sea. Interesting statue. And building. This building is actually very important for you to not go to if you have a certain person. You might remember back at the start of the game that I said there was an NPC with a quest where he becomes a Highland and is looking for a lighthouse. Say hello to this lighthouse. He is Edwin, I believe his name was, and he is one of the NPCs that give you extra experience. If you are wanting to keep that, do not, and you have him in one of your hiding spots, do not come to this spot here. Don't even come close to it, because I believe he leaves somewhere around here. Come back later before you finish the game. Get as much experience as you can first out of it. There will be a point where Edwin leaves as you progress through the game. So you do need to finish this quest before that point. But if you're trying to get as much experience as possible, do not come up to this point. Oh look, enemies. On the day of Yalaf you shall come here and pray. So here's the Shrine of Yalaf.
This one is mine.
And Palkai Nest is now available. Okay.
Yes. Strong.
And these are elite maulers. We haven't seen the regular mauler yet, I believe. Oh no, we have. We have seen the regular mauler. I'm thinking of a different enemy. But the normal mauler had 936. Let's see what the elites have. They do have pretty much the same things, demonic lineage and sweeping attacks. Nothing extra. I believe they've just got extra health and extra damage. And you do resist a fair amount of physical. 65. So again, you haven't really hit that hard ray with your criticals yet. Especially considering the critical on your second attack did the same amount as your first one. How did that work? It must have been just a really low roll. And Shayla's shield is worn yet again. Shatter that armor, please. That's a little bit better. 405 critical. Yeah, definitely what I want to see. Sweeping attack, not really too worried about that. And that gave how much damage? 122. So yeah, Maulers resist a little bit. So I'm not getting the full amazing amounts. But Ray just shatters everything, it seems, when she actually hits properly. Could go down there, but we're not going to. Let's check out this Palkai Nest.
Yes, some easy money for once.
The Palkai Nest. This one I know definitely is the orc specific area. If you do not have an orc, you cannot come into this area. I have one. Ray is here. So the Palkai Nest is available. And, well, if I didn't if I couldn't come in here, well, I'll be losing out on this experience. Goblins. Elite goblins. So, what are you? Demonic lineage, that's pretty much it. Okay, I do not mind that at all. Finally, she is hit with her full potential. 553. Sure, the goblin does not have any physical resistance at all. But those are the numbers I want to see. Anything between 400 and 500 is nice. This, I think, is pretty much top of her list of damage. 400, between 400 and 500 criticals are likely the average. This is top. And this is exactly why I've chosen the weapon I have. That's on our second attack. The first one, it was a normal one. And you're dead. And another elite mauler. Well, this goblin goes first because it's easier. $337, 366. Sorry, can't forget the water damage. So I get that's a bit low, but that's fine. I don't have any spill damage, so that goblin can't exactly die in this turn. I'm just going to leave that to Shayla. Or it can die to poison, I guess. Sure. Yeah, it seems Ray's damage is a little bit more sporadic than I first thought. I thought she was going to be doing a lot more consistently. $156 to $344. So there is quite a bit of leeway in all of that. The other people's damage is a little bit more consistent. Even the axes is a little bit more consistent. But to be honest, I'm okay with that. Sometimes I have to sort of just take things as they come. This place is not big. It's, I believe, just the one level. But there are some fairly dangerous things in here.
Greg, I need to hit something.
Make sure nothing's coming out from me from behind because, well, more enemies. Elite War Panthers. So we've had the normals, here's the elites. Retaliation performs one melee strike back at the attacker for the first strike, so I'm going to be taking damage no matter what. And enraged for doubling their damage when below half health. Which is already the case. You are going first though. And, well, let's have another one, I suppose. There's just 2 in this group, I believe.
It can't be.
And did I just not see that you were low health, Tina?
No. It can't be.
Yeah, I'm going to assume I just didn't check health totals. Although taking 51 damage just doesn't really help. The retaliation is off the first hit, first strike of an incoming attack. Your retaliation amount is actually fairly painful. 51 or 64? I did 59. Yeah, if it's percentage based. No, it can't be percentage based because I just did 150 there. So roughly around about maybe it's just another physical attack back. It could be a set amount, it could be a return physical attack which might get increased by enraged, which is might be where Tina went down. That's a possibility, I suppose. Can't really be sure. I haven't really paid attention to retaliation as much, mostly because it's always been coincidental. In this difficulty setting, it seems to not be as much.
I feel stronger.
So I do need to sort of be a bit more careful around it. No more goblins back there, so I can only face these two. Excellent. But no matter how much no matter how much the damage I'm doing at the moment between their attacks, you can obviously see the difference that it has made. I'm now chunking away health bars. This is what I've been building up to for the entire game. For this point, to be able to just eat away at these health bars, hit them for as much damage as possible. Physical in this game is extremely powerful, especially if you set yourself up for it.
I kill you.
Don't let me get this wrong. Don't let me get it wrong though. Magic is also very powerful if you use the correct spells at the correct time. Physical though is, in my opinion, a little bit more consistent. Magic is good. It's just I feel that physical is better. At least in this setting, with these characters. Because I don't have access to a lot of magic. Iris does have fire, which is fairly powerful, but she doesn't have the amount of... she doesn't have it a Grandmaster, which is where the best skills are. I have no one with Prime Magic, which has probably the best damaging spell in the game. I have no one with Water Magic. No, except for Light, none of my spells, none of my magic can be Grandmastered. So, really, having a team like this, it would be difficult for you to go a magical route. That's why I chose to go the physical.
Greg, I need to
More
hit
loot.
something.
And
Powerful.
hello, Jaguar warriors.
I feel stronger.
Or elite Jaguar warriors. You also have enraged. Let's oh wow, missed. Oh yeah, and you also have overwhelming assault. Which goes through celestial armor. However, I believe Skullcrack actually stops that. Let's regenerate and go through some health. That's what I like to see, and that's definitely what I want to see. Yeah, just attack. I think you critical there for 28. You really aren't that dangerous at the moment, it seems. But then again, that was a critical without you being at half health. So, yeah, that's a bit more better. 142 critical. Still, actually not that bad, all things considered. You're definitely not as dangerous as your counterparts earlier in the game. Anyway, the Goblin. Elite Goblins have 1,000 and 1,300 health. So the old ones having 800. Pretty much better, just better all round really. Although they do lose their resistance to air. Okay. Mauler 936 to 1,400. They get an extra strike and have a bit more attack value. And an additional block and more evade value. Okay, sorry, 2 less evade value. And more resistance, but still not as bad. And Jaguar Warriors 1,000 health to 1,500. Their damage amount actually goes down. Really? Sure, their attack value has gone up, but for that amount of health being increased, 500, you would expect them to do more damage. Even their defense values don't go up by a whole lot. Heh. Well, poor them, I suppose. At least I know I don't really have to worry about any of the enemies in here. The Panther Warriors might be the most dangerous things. Speaking of those, sorry, Jaguar Warriors. No, not Jaguar Warriors. The War Panthers. That's it. 786 to 1,400. Attack value, attack damage does go up. They get an additional strike. Still need to kill a couple more to. I need to kill 5 more for the full stats, but definitely looks like they are likely the most dangerous things in the area. But I think next time we'll continue looking around the Palkay nest, level 1. I think there's a level 2, but this place is not really that big. It is full of orcs. I think the monster density in this area is actually quite high, which is good for my experience. But I don't think I'm going to have too much trouble here now. Yay for increased weaponry. So until next time, have a wonderful day, have lots of fun. Goodbye.